AyoGG. Welcome to a new episode of the AyoGG podcast in the special version for Girls Planet 999. And last week we witnessed the first demo performances of the Girls Planet girls, and today we got the second episode with even more performances, and later on the first changes in the cells of the girls. But before we come to that, I of course wanna introduce to you the person I'm doing all of this with, because it's not just me, it's also my friend Payne. Hello.
Hey guys, I'm back.
And yeah, yesterday we watched together the second episode of Girls Planet.
Yeah.
And there were some interesting things, once again, that evolved through it, that got released through this episode, but more to that later. Just as it was to be expected, we continued with the demo stage performances that were still missing. And the very first performance was, I think it was a J group, which was performing Go Go Bebe by Mamamoo, which was, yeah, the other girls were pretty interested in it, since they were, if I'm not mistaken, the only group which actually performed with hand microphones.
Yeah, that's right.
So they also performed, so they also danced, but yeah, it was Go Go Baby, so it wasn't the hardest choreo, but overall, in my opinion, it was a pretty fun performance, and they had really nice vocals, all of them. So in my opinion, they did their job pretty well overall.
Yeah, I would go with that. I guess at least one of the girls wanted to show her vocals, if I remember right. She kind of introduced her like that before the stage. I don't know if everyone. I don't know if that was one of the groups or that was kind of introduced themselves as yeah, vocal heavy stuff. I can't remember that 100% right. I don't know if you have.
Nah, also not sure, but of course it would make sense when you're choosing a
Mm.
Mamamoo song, even though I have to say, if I would go there to showcase my vocals with a Mamamoo song, I would probably not choose Go Go Baby.
Hmm. Yeah, I see that point. I guess maybe they just chose Gogo Bay because yeah, it's kind of one of the more I I don't know if you can say harder choreos of Maomu, but where you have at least
Choreo.
much dancing. So yeah, and I would say dance wise and vocal wise, it was pretty well, and it was a good start in the episode.
Yeah. Next up, we had a performance of Mr. Chu. Yeah, and well, that one was. The vocals were pretty unstable, in my
Hmm.
opinion, and also the voices were pretty flat. Like, there was no power behind it, and it was a really unsatisfying performance for me.
Yeah. Um. It really didn't get me as well. I guess I don't know if it's just the experience of them. But yeah, it I would go with you that it was pretty flat. So maybe they're doing better in the yeah, next episodes. We will see.
They will do well.
Yep. Yep.
Because as we saw, there won't be a Pink song coming
True.
up. So
True. True.
let's see how that goes. By the way, from this group, no one got in the top 9 candidates from the Go Go Pepe performance. All 4, which is something that happened quite often in this episode, that the entire group just got into the top 9 contestants.
Mm.
Next up, we had a little, yeah, filler video where Kim Doa got asked after, yeah, her place in phonetics in the group, which caused a lot of tears and a compilation of emotional clips of trainees that had or have already debuted, which said, yeah, it's a chance for us to maybe our last chance, and so on and so on. I think you can kind of get the idea what happened in this clip. It was pretty, yeah, just how you would imagine an emotional clip of Mnet of people talking about their career.
Yeah.
And after that, it got really interesting. Highly interesting, because we got a performance of one of my absolutely favorite songs, Wow Thing, originally performed by Chinbi, Sulgi, Changha, and Soyeon. And with that performance, Wow Thing got officially more often performed as covers than it got from the original lineup, which is breaking my heart, but it is how it is. And yeah, it was, in my opinion, a really strong performance. Especially something I want to point out are the ad-libs in this performance. It was super strong. These vocals were really stable overall. There were a few exceptions, but overall I was pretty satisfied with the way they sung it. And I also want to point out Doa, who made an amazing rap, in my opinion. I was really, really into her rapping.
In my opinion, it was a really strong stage, and one of the strongest for me, because they had kind of everything. So they were very stable in vocals, or better, because, yeah, as you said, the so the one girl with the back vocals at the end was very, very strong. Towards rap was super, 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 yeah, good. And I really, really, I don't know, I was just super, super focused when I watched that, and I just realized how focused I was at the end when it ended. And I guess, if I'm right, all four of them were going up to the top 9 contestant, right?
Exactly. The
Yeah.
whole group. And
Deserved.
and especially because Wow Thing really is no easy thing to do, both
Yeah.
vocal and dance wise. I mean, if you just look at the lineup, at the original lineup of Wow Thing, then you know, okay, dancing is through the roof. Of the original, also the vocals, like, dude. Okay. Next up, there is one thing that I wrote down especially for that one, and we got a performance by Suri Chi, the number 2 of the Chinese contestants, and she performed "Snapping" by Changha. And one thing I wrote down is confidence. Like, holy shit. She really lived the song. She completely was into her role. She channeled her inner Changha. And I was highly impressed by her.
So I was highly impressed as well, and for me, if I would say of the week performance-wise, Wow Thing was super, super good and might be my second pick, but I would say my favorite performance from that week, so from the week now, would be actually her snapping performance. Cause I don't know if I'm not, I wasn't going biased into that, cause I didn't wrote her down or something like that. Of course, I remembered her. You did, but wow, she killed everything. So she killed it vocal wise, she killed it dance wise, she killed it confidence, performance present wise. It was insane. And I don't know, there were so many strong parts of the performance. I just love to see that, and I guess I might watch that a few times even more.
Yeah, definitely. And she jumped up my bias ladder like to basically almost the top. This was really impressive. Her vocals were super stable, even though she was dancing so strongly and cleanly. So she really did Changa justice there, in my opinion. And I want to point out her facial expressions, because they were really on point. In the last episode, I criticized some trainees for that, since I said that a lot of them that also got praised a lot were a bit like exaggerating, in my opinion. They were going overboard with their facial expressions. Surichi, in my opinion, was amazing. She really was a pro in that regard. Before we jump to the last performance that was shown in full, if I'm not mistaken, let's jump into the performances that were basically cut out from the actual show.
Yep.
And when we watched it, we were both like, "Oh, come on, not again! Don't cut away all the stuff we want to see." After the show, we watched those performances, and once again, I have to say, I do get it. I do get for a lot of performances why Mnet did it. One where I don't really get it, though, is the performance of Paradise Lost. Because the girl that performed that one had a really stable voice. I think it is a member of Bandit, as that you said that. The performance was pretty strong and sexy. Also, the dance that she did. And yeah, her voice was overall, it was strong, it was stable. Unfortunately, I don't really like the sound of it. Which is a highly personal problem, which I know. But I really can't criticize her performance at all, except that, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the sound of her voice. What about you?
Yeah, I couldn't understand it as well, because she was even is even a top 9 candidate, and the masters were like, "Oh my goodness," in the episode, and they're just skipping through it. Like, okay, please let me see it. If you go like that. But okay. So I'm not super deep in Bandit, but yeah, I know the members by name so far. And so for me in Bandit, you even don't have that tone of voice you used there. I don't know if she kind of made it for the performance, cause song wise it fits or something like that.
Or she's just changing her voice in Bandit songs.
Maybe. Yeah, that could be as well. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that as well, but like as you said, it's just personal thing. But you saw her skills. So you saw her skills.
She definitely has a lot of potential.
Yeah, she's already an idol, and you can see that. And so she did a really good performance, and I'm looking forward to the next performances.
Next up, we have Maria. Originally by Hwaza. And yeah, that was one of the performances where I really understand why they cut it. Like, the vocals were pretty weak. The dancing was nice. It was there's nothing I can really criticize about that. They really proved how flexible they were both. There were some sick moves they did in there, but overall, unfortunately, their voices had absolutely no impact for me.
Yeah, I'm going with the same. Just so I can. One of the masters mentioned, yeah, if you bear it like that, so if you're flexible and do this, I don't know, kind of bridge move. So one of them lost the voice a bit, but the other one, yeah, you at least hear the voice. That is a point you can point out as a strength, so that you don't lose the strength completely if you do this. I call it bridge. But yeah, at all over the whole performance, the vocals weren't that pretty well. The dance was okay, yeah, so it was fine. Yeah, let's see how they will do in next performances.
Next up, we got a performance of the song Bounce Back. And one of the contestants there was Cherry Bullet's Bora. And this is like a concept that got through the entire cut performances. Like all Cherry Bullet members were snitched,
Yeah.
which yes pissed me off a lot. I'll be completely honest. I don't get why, especially for this performance here, because Bounce Back was super strong. Like, both of the girls danced amazingly. Their vocals, dude, so strong. Super stable, both. I mean, Bora is known for being a really, 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 really good vocalist. But also, the other girl, I really want to praise her. And both of them in the end got in the top 9. And there's something we will discuss probably a bit more later on when we talk about the final top 9. But what do you think about the bounce back performance?
It was super good. So
Originally
it
by
was
a little
dance.
mix, by the way, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I guess that's right. Super good. I guess Boda could show one of the best vocal things with her high notes. So she escalated completely in that point.
She was definitely top 3 vocals.
Yeah. And yeah, I was. So it was pretty fun to watch that. Because yeah, it was a pretty good dance performance. So they had really fun. They interacted with each other pretty well, and it was such a nice performance. I loved it.
Yeah, they harmonized really well together.
Yeah.
Then, next up, we got the next Cherry Bullet member. They performed WJSN's Boogie Boogie Up. And I'd say, why don't you start with stating your opinions about this performance?
So, Boogie Up is a pretty nice summer song. So, they choose a pretty good song, I would say, to show a cute concept in that show. And yeah, it was pretty good wise. If it comes to the dance, so the dance they danced pretty well. But the vocals were disappointing. Not
Yeah.
kind of disappointing. It was disappointing.
Yeah.
Especially if it comes to May, sadly. Cause yeah, she has the experience. She's already an idol, and it was not just once. She kinda messed it up the whole performance when she sang. So I mean, I love her. She's my bias in Cherry Bullet, yeah, to cover it up. But
Yeah.
I was a bit disappointed.
Yeah. It was really a strange situation. When we watched this and May started singing, I don't really get what happened, honestly. Because I mean, I saw so many live performances of Cherry Bullet. She can do better. Like she can do so much better. I maybe she wasn't the best condition that day. Like there has to be something. I don't believe that. Like this is not May. This what she showed there is really not May. So yeah, overall this was a highly disappointing performance. Not just from May, but all of the members.
All of them.
Nothing stood out. The vocals were really not good.
Yeah.
But what was pretty good is the next performance, and then we have the last Cherry Bullet member, and what a performance of What a man, what a man, what a man. Originally by the IOI unit. And What a Man is a song really dear to me. And a song that is freaking difficult to
Yeah.
perform. So the dance is hard, but overall the dancing was nice, so I can't really criticize a lot there, except that in my opinion it wasn't powerful enough. Like What a Man is a really, really powerful song, like in all aspects, singing and dancing. And in my opinion, they lacked a bit in both
Mm.
areas power wise. Like the vocals could have used more power and the moves, the dance moves themselves. But maybe they limited their dancing so they could like at least halfway match the vocal power they needed. Some of the high notes were yeah okay, and some of them were a bit problematic, I'd say.
Mm.
Um, who did a pretty good job of the high note was Jiwon. I really point her out. She did overall a really, really good job, even though also she could have used more power in her voice. But especially if you think about the fact that Jiwon like isn't like in the vocal line of Cherry Bullet, in my opinion, she did really well. She's a rapper, so I'm really satisfied with Jiwon's performance. And yeah, overall, I liked the performance. It didn't like blow me away or something like this, but I liked it.
Yeah, it was a pretty nice performance. So everything was good enough to see, to watch at least. So you can watch it and you see where the song comes from. So everything is fine. It's just not had the power of the execution. Yeah, from the original. In, as you said, every aspect. Um, and yeah, I'm going with you with the vocals. So the high notes were kind of a bit coin flippy. um, so there were good aspects in the high notes and some aspects where you can, or where, yeah, a bit training is still needed. But Jiwon did a very good high note. It's just, I don't know, if she didn't know how to, so to do it more powerful, or if she limited herself to that. But it was still very strong, and I loved it. I loved the performance.
Next up, we have the performance of Latata, originally by Idol. And I think we can go over that pretty fast because yeah, that was nothing, honestly. That was super weak in dancing and vocals. Like, it was overall a really disappointing performance. And in my opinion, it was super monotonous. Like, there were no highlights in the way they sang the song. They were the whole time, yeah, pretty monotonous. They were on one line the whole freaking time. I mean, when the part is coming like every day, every night, la ta ta. You know, put some emotion into it. But the way they're saying was every day, every night, la ta ta. This no, this is really this was highly disappointing performance. I didn't like that at all.
Mhm. Yeah. So when we watched that, the first, so even the first singing was okay. It was definitely not right because she was kind of talking there, instead of giving the singing voice, a slightly whispering tone, and I was like, oh damn, that's definitely not how it's supposed to be. And even more, I was really surprised by the dancing, but not in a good way, because I don't know, there was nothing in the dancing. Literally, there. I don't know. It was just kind of walking around and moving as you want. So yeah, I was so I don't know. That was nothing, sadly. But I don't know if they can do better, and it was maybe because they're nervous or stuff like that. So
I mean, that can
I
always be a case.
yeah. So I don't want to say they are totally bad or something like that.
No,
I
of course
will
not.
just the performance wasn't that good.
Next up, we have a performance of Siren. And dude, if seriously, if I would have gone there with Siren and then suddenly see Sunmi coming out of there as one of the teachers, I would have puked. I would have ran out, rolled in the corner, hoping to never perform that song in front of her. Yeah, she performed Siren, and yeah, I wrote down aura. So that Sunmi must have liked that. She had an aura, which I liked. Problem is the higher parts in the song were most of the times too tough for her to reach. Overall, the vocals were okay. I liked them. But the dancing was also too like expressionless. If you're performing Sunmi, you really need to feel it. Like you really need to express yourself through your dancing. This is like one of the signatures of Sunmi. The way she's dancing, that super unique way, and unfortunately, she didn't deliver that at all, in my opinion.
Yeah. So I would say she. So it was a pretty well performance. So it had good things. It had not that good. The thing is with the vocals. Even in the lower parts, I guess she lacked a bit of the strength. So it was kind of, I don't know. Sometimes the how do you call the music in the back?
Background music?
Yeah, I don't know if the playback.
Ah, the
Kind
playback.
of. So, was sometimes louder than her vocals, and I guess you could kind of see how she was very focused on the performance. I guess if you saw her, she was so you could see on her that she was focused on how on her singing and on her dancing. Cause it's not easy, but I guess she really everything in her mind there where was like everything about the performance and not to give something to the audience, I would say. So to make your head a bit free and give it another expression there. I kind of felt it. So yeah. Overall, as I said, it was it was a pretty good performance. But there is still um a bit to learn for her. Especially vocal wise, in my opinion.
Next up, we have a performance of 1000%, which is a song you may remember from Produce 48, if I'm not mistaken, was performed there. Well,
Yeah.
there were a lot of things problematic, in my opinion, with this performance. Like, the harmonizing in the group parts didn't work at all. Like, there was no harmony whatsoever. The vocals were overall pretty weak. I mean, it is not the strongest sung song. It is not like you need the most powerful vocals for the song. You need a pretty, like, you need to get high in the song. You need a really clear voice, but I really didn't felt it at all. The dancing was okay, but also nothing that like stood out or made up for the lack of vocal quality in the performance. Yeah, and overall, in my opinion, the performance didn't grab me at all. It was okay. I saw it and forget it.
Yeah. I would go with that. Every time they were so the whole song is very high, but if they are going even higher, then the voice was shaking and the tone was shaking, and yeah, it doesn't sound good. So in that case, that wasn't really good, and yeah, I hope they can better showcase in the next performance.
Next up is the last of the skip performance, which was the by far most confusing performance for me. I Can
Yeah.
Stop Me, originally by Twice. Um, the problem with this performance is that on the one hand, it was really good. On the other hand, it was really bad. It was a super confusing mix. And in the end, I thought that maybe the problem was that the overall voice colors of the idols, of the girls performing it, the trainees, I mean, um, and the amount of power they put into the singing didn't match each other or the song at all. Like, it was all over the place. I think sometimes they put too much power into a certain part. Sometimes they didn't put enough power into it. Then their voices, they didn't like adjust their voices to the theme, to the style of the song. Sometimes they did. It was really strange. The rap was pretty okay, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of the song overall, so there's not much I can say about that. And the dance was okay, I guess, too. What can you say about that? Since you like the song more than I do, I guess.
So I would say it was so I wouldn't say there were things that were bad on the performance, but it still confused me the same way, because in my opinion there were parts that were very really good, and there were parts they felt not fitting somehow. I don't know. So if it comes to the hook at all is pretty good, but somehow it's a combination out of okay, it's good, and they're showcasing the vocals. On the other hand, I don't know. Sometimes it doesn't feel that right. So I don't know. I see the strength they are putting in it, and I guess it's not totally wrong, cause they kind of made an so they gave an own feeling to that song. So definitely what I can say is, so I like the performance. I mean, I like the song and I like the performance. I don't know if it can if this is cause I like the song, but I like the performance cause they gave an own version of the song through the vocal colors they used for that. And in my opinion, it wasn't. Definitely, it wasn't better as the original, but I liked it. But it's still pretty confusing because it kind of felt as a different song, and so I really watched it a few times even more yesterday to kind of evaluate for me what it was about. Because when I watched it the first time, I was really confused. The rap was okay. There was a bit of lack of I don't know, it's a slow rap. So you need more power there. But otherwise, for me it was a good performance.
Okay. And before we come to the last performance, we're doing it like Mnet. We put it a bit further behind to keep you all hooked. I want to ask you guys for your opinions on all those performances, to let us know either in the comments, or if you may be listening to this podcast somewhere where there are no comments, there's also an email in the description of the podcast where you can, if you want, write your opinions and stuff, so we get to see what your opinion on all of this is. Because I really want to point out one person on YouTube, Sapphire, posted an amazing review of the first episode, really long and in depth. I was really happy to read all of that. So thank you for that. And yeah, please write your opinions on everything we are saying here down too. You can of course always also disagree with us, highly debate with us our opinions. You're all free to do so. We are really looking forward to read your opinions. And now, let's jump to the very last performance that we saw, which was, of course, the one that was teased at the end of the first episode.
Yeah.
Yujin's performance of Bubble Pop. And it started with a bang, because there was a big reveal before the performance started. We got a little video of Yujin talking, and there she simply dropped that CLC is like officially disbanded.
Yeah.
Which was like, huh? Like, that wasn't known as far as I know. I mean, we all knew that CLC, difficult position. A lot of people thought that it would come to that, me included, but this was the moment where it got like actually revealed that it is officially over with CLC, which of course in the end now makes even more sense that she is participating in the show. And that she's so eager to also get into the final group, because she said it herself. She still has a lot to show. She still wants to pursue this career, and yeah, in CLC, and honestly, probably Cube, this is not possible anymore, which is really sad.
So, as I said in the first podcast episode we did and stuff like that, it's so the activities round about the CLC member are there. Just Yujin was it was pretty calm around her. So I guess that was cause Cube was kinda going to her and they made up. Okay, you go to Ghost Planet and try to do your best there, something like that, maybe. I don't know. So at least Cube is using her to be there.
The thing is, I'm not quite sure how much Cube really had a say in this. I could imagine that Cube wasn't the one saying go there, but she was the one who said, I want to go, and Cube was like, alright, just
we don't have plans anyway.
Yeah, we don't have plans anyway. It's not like there's anything else for you to do, so go. Yeah.
True. That's the point. And yeah, she even said she wants to try something else, cause the CLC concept she kind of felt vanished there. Cause of course, if you look at her, she needed really to work hard for that. If it comes to the CLC concept, it wasn't something you see on her easily, so she really need to train to express that concept, this kind of girl crush concept. Cause yeah, she looks basically very cutie. So you need to train yourself even more in that case. And she kinda felt a bit invisible beyond this other members, where you have someone like Suyeon or even Yeon, who has both sides, but Yeon has this one side of her that's really fitting the concept. And yeah, so she wants to show a bit more of herself and really focus on her this time in Girls Planet. And I'm really rooting for her that she can do that. And I want to see more about her. So I'm really interested.
Yeah, she performed Bubble Pop by Hyun, and good things first. She looked like she really enjoyed the stage. Like she looked insanely happy. I don't know if she really was, or if it is just the professional idol in her
Mhm.
that can convey it so well. Her dancing was, her dancing was great. There's absolutely nothing to criticize about that. That was absolutely on point, as well as her facial expressions and the way she played with the camera. Once again, that was definitely 100% her idol professionalism. She really put her experience into action in that performance. It was super, super cool to see, and it was an amazing, fun performance. The only thing I have to criticize is I was a bit disappointed by the vocals. She sounded, in my opinion, most of the time too flat in the way she sang the song. But besides that, I was really happy with her performance.
Mhm. I guess the only point you can really kind of criticize is the vocal part, cause yeah, Yujin lacked there in some aspects. I would say it's a bit hard, cause she is at all not the one who is trained to sing stronger vocal parts most of the time, as far as I know. So I mean, even if you, as example, look at Helicopter, she has these kind of parts where she's go very high.
Yeah, but the thing is with Bubble Pop is overall not a strong sung song.
Mhm.
So it is not like she really had to sing super powerful, but
No,
more,
that's true.
just
Yeah,
more.
yeah, I see the point you're saying, but um, I don't know. I guess if you listen to the original, so original audio of Bubble Pop, it's still that you so it's not saying strong. That's right. But it's still stronger than usually she has the parts in her songs. So literally every part in CLC she's kind of, it's not whispering, but it's so she don't need to use her voice kind of more powerful. Um, if I see that, so that's my opinion. So
Yeah,
I
the
checked it
the
out a
the
bit for
problem
me.
I have with that is
Mhm.
just that she will need to sing
Definitely,
stronger in the future.
yeah,
And the
definitely.
problem here is that this is, or could be, it could of course be completely different, and I really hope so because I really like her. But it
Mhm.
could be that this is like a sign of what she is currently capable to do. Of course,
Mhm.
this always can be developed, but of course, you also have to keep in mind that she is an idol with a lot of experience. So I don't know
Mhm.
if it was simply the performance that she wasn't able to sing as strong as she maybe can, but I only hope that this wasn't the maximum of the power of her voice.
Yeah, I think so. I think she can do better. I guess it's about how she got trained. It's a bit like JYP artists. You know how they vocally how they get, get trained. And I guess in Cube as well, the manager had kinda a way how he wants Yujin to be, and of course she get trained in that aspects. And so maybe it kinda that's her moment. So how she's at the moment. Um I guess she can do better. I'm really interested in that. So, but of course, guys, if there is someone out there who has more experience with CLC and variety stuff like that, and has maybe saw Yujin in some solo performances stages or stuff like that, just tell us, cause
That would be
I'm
really
not
interesting to see.
I'm not that much into it. That's just what I think based on the things I know. So yeah.
Let's hope for the best. Because I really want her to be successful in the show. Really
Yes.
want her. And yes, of course, she got into the top 9 and she was passed by all the masters,
Hmm.
which was like highlighted in the show. She was passed by all of them, which was a thing where I was like, okay, like I'm happy, I'm really happy for her, but I would be pretty interested in knowing who else was passed by all the masters, because I feel like Mnet edited that part out where they said it to other trainees too, to give it more impact when Yujin is the one who is also getting passed by all of the masters, you know? To make it even more special and stuff. I still think that it is special. I don't think a lot of people got passed by all of them, but I do think that there were at least 2 or 3 others.
Do you really think Mnet would do this?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Mnet.
Yeah, I'm with that. I kind of get the feeling as well, because I don't think she is the only one.
Next up, it was finally time. Finally time to choose from all those contestants for the top 9, which were a lot, to finally choose the very first top 9 of the show. And there we got a freaking interesting and highly important information, because before it was announced who the top 9 will be, we got the information that the top 9 is not restricted to any nationality ratio, which means it does not matter how many Koreans, Chinese, or Japanese member are in the top 9. The same goes for the very final lineup. So, in the end, it is theoretically possible that the entire group consists of only Korean or Japanese or Chinese trainees. It is possible, which was not clear in the beginning, especially not the way they are handling all of this at the moment with the cells and stuff, where you always have one of each nationality. So this was super interesting, and this will definitely be a nourishing ground for a lot of criticism and hate towards Mnet. I know it. At the end, when the members are getting chosen, like, just imagine
Yeah.
if, for example, no Japanese trainee will be in the final lineup. Oh, dude, this will be madness. But yeah,
Definitely.
especially with the fact that Korean votes matter more. But that is a different topic. That's definitely a really important thing. That we know that now, and with the ratio thing, we got to see that already in this top 9. Because the top 9 for the second episode, the very first top 9 that was announced, is from J Group, Kuwahara Ayana. She performed non-stop. I'll be honest, I don't quite understand it. Why?
Same. There were many
Overall,
stuff
I
I
have
would
to
love.
say, I don't quite get the top 9. Most of them. Next up, we have from C Team, Chai Bing, who performed Helicopter.
Hmm.
Yeah, I get it somehow.
Yeah,
She was
I
good.
would
She
go with that.
was pretty good.
Yeah.
Number 7, this honestly a bit surprised me, because she was chosen by all the masters, but only got position 7. Strange. K Group, Choi Yujin. We just talked about her, Bubble Pop. And this is one of the many reasons why I think that there were a lot more who got votes from all the masters. Why is someone who's getting votes from all the masters only on position 7?
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, if it comes to her, so I see the point where she's the 7th place. Because
Yeah,
when the
definitely.
masters are discussing, she's totally super good. But vocally, we can train her there. So there's pretty much to do. And of course, they are putting her on some. But why? I don't know. Why wouldn't the other ones then shouldn't be picked by all masters as well? As
Yeah,
example.
this. Okay, next up, number 6 from K Group, So Young Un, who performed Kick
Mm.
It from
Mm.
NCT. I get it. She
Definitely.
was really strong. Her facial expressions were great. Her overall performance was amazing. So I deserved, absolutely deserved.
I can imagine how Sunmi sat there and was like, "Oh, the aura of
Oh, the
her."
aura! Oh my god, the aura!
Yeah, I
Next
see it as
up from K Group, Jeong Jiyoon, who performed Bounce Back.
well. Yeah.
And the thing, okay, how? As I already said when we discussed the Bounce Back performance, I really liked her. She did a great job, absolutely, but I don't see where she was better than Bora. I
Mm.
just don't see it. Both dance-wise and vocal-wise, in my opinion, Bora was better. Now, this is also something where I would really like the opinion of the people listening to this, because is it just that I'm too biased towards Bora? I'd be really interested in knowing that, if your opinion is different. Because in my opinion, Bora was just better than her. So I don't get why she got into the top 9 and Bora not. What's your opinion?
I would say so. Maybe I wasn't focused on that, but in my opinion, the dance wise, it wasn't that huge, but vocal wise, so for me, I saw a clear gap, not a huge gap, but a clear gap for me. Um, so yeah, for me, it's the vocal part where she's better, and so I would say, why shouldn't she get picked? Because dance wise, they were pretty even. So yeah, that's my standpoint to that. But I'm interested into the other opinions as well. So yeah, tell us, please.
Next up, number 4, and that surprised me that she's only on number 4, from C Group, Surichi, who performed Snapping. Because in my opinion, that would have been like the major contender for 1.
Yeah, I
Like,
would have
she
seen
had
her on one as well.
everything. The dance was outstanding. The state presence, the aura. The aura, guys. The aura was there. So there was absolutely nothing negative I could have said about her. She was amazing. For me, she was number 1, but okay, she got number 4 here.
Yep, I would see her on number 1 as well.
Position 3 goes to another Chinese trainee, the last Chinese trainee in the top 9, Sheng Xiao Ting, who was part of Rumor, and she was also the number 1 trainee of the Seas. I definitely support the decision to put her in the top 9. Not sure I would have put her in top 3, honestly, but I can live with it. She was great.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going with that.
All right. Next up, okay, again something that I don't quite understand. Number 2 from K Group, Kang Ye So performed Crazy with the Baby Monsters. If I remember correctly, I criticized Yeso in the first episode because, in
Yep.
my opinion, her singing in Crazy was once again pretty weak and flat and unimpressive. which surprised me even more that she was top 9, but that she is top 2, like that she's on position 2, is honestly something I don't really get.
Mm.
Like, I really like her. I'm happy that she is getting support from the Masters, but number 2? Really?
I mean, and for me as well, the point there, she had a battle against the other girl. I'm not 100% knowing the name right now. But she did in a crazy performance the bridge part, and
Yeah.
her vocals were just better. So she was for me the best out of the group. And again, the Masters put Yeso over her, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
If it's between them, I don't know why.
Yeah.
So
Yeso was better in dancing than
yeah.
the other one was, but honestly, I don't get it. It's almost the same situation as with in Bounce Back Team with Bora. I just don't. I'd really like to know why, because
How
I
it's
don't
evaluated.
get why they chose this. Another thing I personally don't get. Number 1 from J Group, Ezaki Hikaru from Boombaya. If you remember, Rambo. It
Yeah.
was clear from the beginning that she will be top 9. It was clear from the beginning that she's going to be high. But once again, I have to say, I don't get why she is. Like, why everyone is so insanely hyped about her.
The aura.
It has to be the aura. The aura of auras. Yeah, but I mean, I already said it in the first episode. For me,
Mhm.
she did way too much overacting. I didn't believe any of her facial expressions. Nothing that she did there with her face felt like natural to me.
Mhm.
It felt super forced. She did an amazing performance. That I absolutely. Her rap was great. Her dancing was great. But once again, I have to say, for me, she wasn't the best out of the Bumbaya performance.
Mhm. So yeah, the rap is really, I guess, one of the things you can say she deserved the one in that case, because I guess she is one of the best rapper out of the
Hmm.
participants, because wow, how she rapped this, it was
That was
so
strong,
good.
super
Yeah,
strong. Yeah.
and it sounded so cool. I'm a bit with that overacting. So, it felt a bit weird watching it. So I'm not that. So I don't have the same opinion as you. So that it's insanely too much overacting. So I don't know. For me, it was a bit too much. So slightly a bit too much. But for me, she's still not first place, cause there were few. So she can be high. I'm totally fine with that. So as I said, for me,
And she
Sulichi.
will be for many episodes.
Yeah. So Sulichi, as example, showed a bit better, so that she can do better. Um. So I don't know. I would be fine with Hisaki Hikaru on maybe 3, 4, round about there. So that I would be fine with that. But 1, I'm not 100% fine with that,
Hmm.
in my opinion.
All I want to say is hashtag justice for Nonakashana.
Yeah,
The vocal from the Bumbaya performance, who's like,
true.
she's just not getting enough recognition for what she has done there.
Yeah.
I support you, girl. I support you. If you hear this, you won't, but I support you. Next up, after we got the top 9 revealed, it was time to reselect the cells.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you remember, the top 9 has the right to first choose new members for their cell. And there have been quite a lot changes.
Yep.
The first changes that we're now going to talk about are the ones made by the top 9. And of course, Ezaki Hikaru, since she was number 1, was allowed to choose first. Interesting thing is, if you're chosen, you're not allowed to reject. You can't reject. If Hikaru says, you are in my team, you can't say, don't want to. You are in. And she chose a pretty strong team. The new cell with Ezaki Hikaru is Surichi and Jeong Jiyoon. So we got strong vocals, strong rap, strong dancing. This is the trainees also said it. This is like the killer group, and yes, there is a reason why I'm not choosing like this Avengers shit. I'm not going to mention the Avengers, guys, in this podcast. There's one Avengers team, and I'm dying for that. Next up, we had Kang Yeso to choose her new cells. And there we got Huang Xiao, who performed Rumor, and Sakamoto Mashiro, who was part of the Damdi Damdi duo. Sheng Ting chose So Eung, who performed Kick It, and Kawaguchi Yurina, who performed Fancy. Yujin chose Chai Bing with Helicopter, and Mei from Boogie Up. And this is something I need to talk about. I want to point out, I love Mei. I'm a huge Cherry Bullet fan. But after the performance that we saw, I really don't get why Yujin would say, Mei, come to my team. Because the only explanation that I have is that they know each other, that they're friends. You said before something interesting that maybe it's because of the language barrier. That's simply easier. But I'm not sure. I don't think Yujin would think like that. Like I don't get why exactly Mei.
It's maybe it's not about just friends. Maybe it's not that far, but maybe Yujin knows Mei better and knows she can do better. That would be a possibility as well.
Yeah. This would be the best case scenario.
Yeah. And personally, by the way, I really like the cell because it's Yujin and Mei and
it's an amazing cell, definitely.
Yeah.
And the last cell formed from top 9 member is Kuwahara Ayana, Kim Chae-hyun, who was part of the Black Mamba squad, and Yiman, who was part of the Wannabe performers. And after we got all the top 9 girls that chose their new members, it got insanely awkward. Like, insanely awkward. Because, do you guys remember in PE class, when it was time to choose teams, and everyone, but it's not like the regular PE class where you're like, okay, we have been in class together for like 5 years already. No. This is PE class, first PE class in the first completely new school year where you don't know anyone, and everyone's like, well, super awkward. There were so many cringe situations. Yeah. But in the end, we got new cells. And now, guys, bear with me. I'll make it fast. We go through the cells. And thankfully, this will the first and only time where we have so many cells to mention. Because later on, we got an important message, once again, of how the show will continue with how many people. But first, let me tell you the cells that were chosen. Wang Yali, An Jongmin, Fujimoto, Ayaka. One of my favorite cells, I want to say, because Wang Yali and An Jongmin, my 2 girls, I love them already. Honsei Ching with Cho Hyun and Kanno Miyu. Next up, Liu, Hyun, Choi Hyerin und Aratake Rinka. Next up, Chen Shin-wei, Choi Yi-young, and Kubo Raina. Next up, Yang Chige, Guin Mia, Kamimoto Kotone. Next up, Lee Chen-han, Han Dana, Kitajima Yuna. Next team, Hasu Nien-tsu, oh Gott, Hyuning Bahiyi, Sakamoto Shihona. Next team, Chia-chi, Hu-chi-won, important, Yamauchi Moana. Next, Liang Xiao, Young-min, and Hayashi Fuko. Next, Zhang Lufei, Kim Bora, important, cherry bullet guys, Hayase Hana. Next, Wu Tami, Kim Dayon, Sukarai Miyu. Next up, Xuxi Yin, Kim Doa, Adai Risako. Next up, Mai Yuling, Kim Hyerim, and Okuma Sumono. Next team, Kim Se-in, Wen Chae, Okazaki Momoko. Next up, Fuyaning, Kim Suyeon, Nonaka Shana. Next up, Liu Shiki, Kim Yoon, Ikema Ruan. Next team, Lim Shuun, Kim Yubin, and Nakamura Kiara. Next team, Lung Chuk Ying, Lee Chae-yun, Kishida Derika. Next up, Ling Chao, Lee Ye-won, Nagai Manami. Next up, Chui Wen Mai Xiu, Lee Rayon, Oki Fuka. Next team, Pung Wing Chi, Lee Sun Wo, Hyajo Nagomi. Next up, Xia Yan, Lee Yeon-gun, Inaba Vivian. Next team, Gyu Yi-zu, Lee Yoon-ji, Murakami Yume. Next up, Chang Ching, Ryu Shion, Terasaki Hina. Next up, Chien Tzu Ling, Shim Ong-un, Ando Rinka. Next up, Wang Chi-ru, Shu Jimin, Ito Miyu. Almost at the end, Tsu Ching-yu, Yoon Ji-ya, Shima Moka, and the last, Xuro Wei, Yu Da-yin, and Kamikura Rei. I will put you this list in the description of the episode so you can read it all again in case you missed something or if I was just so terrible at saying the names that you have no clue what I said. But those are all new cells that were formed. Overall, I think 32 cells. Whew. Okay, what that was intense. After we finally got to know the new cells, it was time to get into the dorms. And the way they arrange the rooms is super easy. Each cell is in one room. So we always got a dorm of 3 people. And yeah, overall, there's not much to say about it. They all got like boxes with gifts in it. For example, I think there was a diary in it and stuff. I think some lotions and shit. I have no clue.
Yeah, a lot of stuff you need as an idol.
Yeah, a lot of stuff. Really important stuff. Probably also vitamin and stuff like this.
Yeah.
It was super loud and chaotic. And one thing that lived in my mind rent-free is that one girl that completely built a cell around her bed with blackout curtains. Well, that just happened. No clue. I don't know who it was, but I saw it. I was like, oh, wow, okay. That's so far away from me, but alright. Whatever floats your boat. And another interesting thing was a lot of girls met in the room of, I think, Bora. Bora and Jiyoon were sitting on the bed together, and a lot of people came in, and then they played a game, which, I'll be honest, I didn't get it. I completely didn't get the game, what they were playing. It was loud, everyone was excited, and Bora did a jump for the ages. With freeze frame and everything. It was glorious.
The jump was hilarious.
I don't know how the fuck you can jump like that when you're on your knees. This was so impressive. Like, Bora, mad respect.
Yeah, definitely.
After that, we got the typical morning madness from the produced series.
I love it.
You have the idols who are just, where you're like, okay, they never slept, probably. You have the idols who are just as soon as their clock's ringing, they're up, and you have the idols who don't care about anything. Amazing to see, and yeah, it was time for the first game. I loved Bora, who woke up early, out of her room, looked down the corridor, and she already saw the staff standing there, and the staff was like, what the fuck? Why the hell is she already awake?
Yeah.
And then yeah, the song started playing to wake the girls up. And yeah, the girls ran out, at least some of them. Some of them were just like, oh, nee, oh no. Tried to ignore it, but at the end of the day, all of them went out of the rooms, ran down the corridor, and were faced with an, let's just say, game. Don't want to put any describing words on it, honestly.
It's a challenge.
Yeah, a challenge. The game was, they got a little like, oh, wait a second, I'm getting a call. Not now, I'm sorry. What? Did you hear it, guys? Which song was it? I wanna hear it in the comments. Which song was playing right now? What I wanted to say, they got all a piece of, like a chart with 3 holes in it, and then they had to go upstairs into a room that was plastered with childhood pictures of the trainees. And it was always like that. One member had to go in there and take a photo of another member. So they had to identify each other, then put those pictures into their plate, and then put that plate on a wall.
Yeah.
And yeah, when you were successful, you could put your plate on the wall, and the people that got first later on got a benefit. Now, I want to ask you, what is your opinion on this highly creative game Mnet came up with there?
It's new.
Mnet, I hope you're listening.
It's new and unique.
Yeah,
but
true.
That's all. It's, I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It was, I mean, there were kind of some funny scenes. If a girl is, I don't know, like 8 times going up and down, cause messing it up totally.
Oh yeah, Hikaru.
Yeah. But
she had to get
honest,
Surichi. That didn't work at all.
Like, I'm honest. I guess this might happen with me as well. So,
definitely.
I wouldn't be a fan of the game. Yeah, I wouldn't be a fan of the game challenge mission, how you ever want to call this. And I just hope Mnet is not going to do that again, cause for me it's a bit. I mean, of course, you need to come up with some unique decision to decide the order for the next round. But come on, Mnet, through this stuff, oh jeez.
Yeah, that wasn't. it really also wasn't my cup of tea. I acknowledge the idea. Maybe on paper it was better. It sounded better than it was in the end. And maybe we are the only ones who think like this. Maybe you all really like this game. No clue, but I really disliked it. Like,
yep.
Because once again, this is a problem that's like going through the entire episode and will go through the whole series. Basically, we were focused on like 5 people maximum, and the rest was skipped. So, and it's just the same 5 people we always focus on. So that was once again super disappointing. And yeah, this, you can make it fun to walk upstairs, run downstairs again, show a picture to the camera, run upstairs, run downstairs, show a picture to the camera. You can make that fun like maybe 3 times, but not 20. Like, after a while, this is just, it was just a bit annoying, and I was just hoping for it to end. But yeah, we got an order at the end after this game. And this order is pretty important. Why? I will explain later. First, what was the situation we found ourselves into now? It was the typical, completely, of course, unique to Girls Planet. No other show has ever done this before. You had the girls sitting next to each other and behind each other on a little like podium. They were staring onto a wall which was covered. An insane idea. I have never seen that before. We have the Planet Master coming in and introducing the next round. Next round will be performances, which I'm so looking forward to. And it was time to reveal the songs for those performances. And I don't want to criticize the girls too much. But
oh, damn.
the second the stupid cover was removed from the wall, everyone was like, oh my god, oh no, oh my god, oh! It was so loud, and I thought, what the fuck just happened? Like, what is on this wall that is making them so ecstatic? Answer is, nothing! Absolutely nothing! There weren't even the songs revealed! The songs were still covered! You didn't see shit, and they all were like, oh my god, oh my god, I never would have expected that, oh my god!
I just think Mnet is on a level with that kind of show where they are thinking, okay, we don't need to hide anything anymore. I mean, of course, in the other series, you had the same reaction, but you saw the songs already. But this time, it's totally.
The thing is, I would really like to know. There are two things in my mind that explain it. First thing, before they started shooting, there was the producer saying, girls, when the thing is coming down, scream.
Right.
Number one. Number two is, all the girls are so into produce that they know when this happens, I need to react loud. And then maybe they themselves got a bit caught off guard when they saw, fuck, there is nothing I can react to. But they already screamed. These are the two things. Yeah, like this. Oh, okay, that was awkward.
Damn.
These are the two things that I can imagine. This was so random. Okay, but
maybe
yeah,
there could be the possibility that it was just cut like that, and it was
always. That's always, yeah.
Achieving from another moment.
Whatever it was, it didn't match the situation at all.
True.
So what we saw was this wall with first covered up the title, the singer, the artist of the song, and underneath we got covered up the song title. And before I reveal which songs are going to be performed, what exactly is going to happen in the next round? No, I'm first going to reveal the songs because that makes more sense for the explanation. So the first song that got revealed is, and I wrote that down completely wrong. Okay, I wrote probably down my dream pick because god damn it, stop calling me. I wrote down Blackpink Boombaya, which is bullshit.
Cool. Oh damn.
The song is Blackpink. How you like that? Yep. I'm going to comment more on that. It's just how you like that. Next up, IZ*ONE Fiesta. Oh My Girl, the 5th season, this is surprising for me, but I really like it. Twice, Yes or Yes, also surprising for me. I expected Twice, but I didn't expect Yes or Yes. Super cool. My favorite Twice song. And then we got revealed EBS.
EBS.
And everyone, and we too, were like, wait, what? Because we were like, okay, we know K-pop pretty damn well, okay?
Yeah.
We know our way around by now. who the fuck is EBS? And all the trainees too. Fuck, who's EBS?
Yeah.
How should I react? Should I? Do you really? You couldn't see in their faces how they were like. Should I scream? Like,
Yeah.
oh God, did they have to be seniors of us? Oh God, this is so terrible. But then it was revealed EBS stands for E, EXO, B, BTS, and S, 17. So under the title BTS, yeah, EBS, we got 3 boy groups. EXO with The Eve, really interesting. Looking forward to that. As a song where I was in heaven when I read that. BTS Mic Drop. Holy shit. So looking forward. And 17 Pretty You. There I have to say, I would have felt other songs much more. Than Pretty
Yeah.
You. But it's okay. It's okay. Now that we got the songs, here is the interesting part about it. It is always one song going to get performed by 2 groups. The 2 groups are going to consist of overall 6 cells. So, to not make it too complicated, one group consists of 3 cells, so 9 people. And I want to quote here, I was shocked. 9 is way too many. How are we going to manage practice? And that was a moment like, you do know where you are right now. You do know that the final lineup will have 9 people in it, right?
Yeah.
That was a bit of a strange reaction.
The only thing I can understand is the point that they would say, okay, this early, 9, so to be as 9, cause you can't show that much of your own skills in that case, as you could in the previous seasons as example, cause you had less people in the group there. I could understand that, but I mean, the training stuff and like that.
You can see it like that, of course, but I want to say, if you're participating in something like this, your mindset has to be 9 people, alright, 8 people, I can outshine.
Yeah, true.
You have to have the confidence and the determination to, no matter how many people you're in a group with, to show the viewers that you are the one they need to pay attention to. Of course, I get the way of thinking, but this should be the mindset, in my opinion. Not in a like arrogant way, but you do need to be be self-confident enough to not have a problem with performing with so many people.
I mean, this could be a reason why the first round is something like that. Maybe because they want to see who outshines the other 8 ones.
Maybe.
And stands out.
Yeah. So we have, in the end, we will have 18 people perform one song. Yeah, always one song performed by 2 groups, and one group consists of 3 cells. So, next up, we have 4 songs by girl groups, with How You Like That, Fiesta, The 5th Season, and Yes or Yes. Interesting thing about this. The winning team of a group will get it's really quite complicated, everything. Will get twice the amount of votes that come in 24 hours before the voting ends. Okay, now we got that. Next up, we have the boy group songs. In the boy group songs, we have not 2 groups performing it, but 3. Which means you have more competition. To cover that, Mnet said, okay, if you're performing a boy group song, same rule applies as the girl group songs, but you are getting thrice the points.
Yeah.
On addition of that, the best of the 5 winning teams will get to perform on M Countdown, which is pretty cool. Of course, that instantly means all of them are getting super greedy, which is exactly what I want. I want all of them to be highly greedy and mess each other up, performance-wise, of course, only.
Yeah.
And the last thing that was revealed in the episode is we will have, after the elimination, we will lose 16 cells, which means 48 members. So we're like killing half of the participants, which is drastic. But I really hope that this is making the trainees like even more like tense and ready to fight to the bone. And give it their all in the performances, because this is really hard. Like 16 cells out. Wow. This is a heavy blow.
Right. And it's about the cells, so we already know. It's not about the one in the cells, it's about the cell. So, if some cells drop out because of lack of something, there can be a huge damage to maybe the one you like there.
I swear, if my cell, if Wang Yali, An Jongmin are out, fuck everything.
I'm pretty scared.
Yeah.
I guess we will see it maybe in. I don't know when we will see it. Maybe 2 weeks performances and then 1 week evaluation. I don't know.
I mean, the voting, guys, will close on the 28th of this month of August. This is when you will have the last chance to vote for your favorite. Voting works as follows. You have to have the app Universe, which is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Yesterday we casted our first votes. Holy shit. This app sucks so hard. It is laggy as hell. It shuts down regularly. By itself. To vote, you have to validate your phone number by receiving an SMS with a code. You don't simply receive this SMS, unfortunately. You have to pray that you receive this freaking SMS. Then you have to pray that the voting goes through without something cutting you off, without the app just deciding to close itself, to crash. It's terrible. But when you manage to get into the voting, you have 3 votes for cells. So you can vote 3 cells that should survive. And here important, the thing that decides which idols are going to survive the first killing spree are the cells. Okay? So the cells are deciding which idols will be continuing to appear in Girls Planet. When you decided for your cells, you're coming to the next screen where you're deciding for 3 Korean trainees, 3 Japanese ones, and 3 Chinese ones. These votes will be important for who will be in the top 9. But if I have understood that correctly, being a top 9 does not prevent you from getting kicked out of the show if your cell didn't get enough votes, right?
Right.
Okay, if you guys have different informations on that, please let us know. But this is how I understood this whole process. So the most important vote is definitely the cell vote that you have, where you can vote 3 cells. Since I don't want to influence you guys any more than we already do with everything we're saying here, we're not going to reveal our votes now, I'd say. But I guess you can you get the idea what we voted probably.
And of course you can tell us what you voted, so it's not.
Yes, if you want to share that with us, please feel free to do so. No bad blood if you're voting different than we do. But yeah, I'm so anxious. I'm so freaking anxious. I definitely know one cell I'm always going to vote.
I mean, it's there. So, I mean, Yeah, we have 2 weeks of performances, and then we have a evaluation.
Problem is, we only have 1 week of performances
Hmm?
because the problem is that we only have 1 week of performances
True.
because the ending of the voting is at a terrible time for us, where we
Yeah.
won't have been able to watch the second performance episode. And
Right.
because we assume that we won't see all performances in the next episode, because that would probably be just way too much.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, this will be a difficult thing to do. Maybe I will do it like this is. We will see. But
Yeah.
what I can what I wanna suggest to you guys is you don't cast all your votes now already, because then you won't be able to vote again after you have seen the performance. Because there's another important piece of
Right.
information: when you're voting, you can vote once a day, 3 times. So
Yeah.
for 3 days, and yeah, if you use all your votes now in the next 2 days, then it's over with voting for you. And maybe the performances change your mind, so maybe wait for that. Or if you don't care for the performances, of course, you can now already cast your votes.
So yeah, I can imagine, and that kind of thought it like, um, vote now once, then you can vote for after the first episode maybe, and
Mm.
once after the next week again. But I don't know. Mnet is
It's Mnet.
yeah. I just think, yeah, I don't know how we want to do it.
Yeah,
Let's see.
we'll find a way. Somehow
Let's see.
it's going to work. Yeah, but guys, that was it. That was episode 2 of Girls Planet 999. What is your opinion on the second episode?
I would say I really liked the episode. First, so I liked it, but I'm still a bit mad that they cut so many out, so many performances. I think we just saw like 3 or 4 in a whole. I'm not a
Mm,
fan of that. But on the other side, I really liked the performance, so I was entertained. The most of the time. Yeah, we kind of got introduced the typical dorm thing of them, and got some variety stuff in that case.
mm,
And I would say the yeah, so the Chong the Chong song reveal, and stuff like that. It was very exciting. So it was a very cool and explaining episode, and makes me so to see more. I want the next episode now.
mm-hmm. Yeah, overall, I also liked the episode. I I have to criticize the same thing I'm going to criticize in every episode. I just hate this focus on 5 members
Mhm.
maximum. Um, yeah, it's just it's annoying. I do get why Mnet is doing it. I do get what they want to achieve with it. But I just such not a fan of it. This is always such an unsatisfying thing. If you see those trainees, especially the ones you actually like, that get basically no screen time, no relevance at all. Oh,
Mhm.
it's just disgusting and annoying, and yeah. But it is the way it is. It's Mnet. It's an Mnet show. This is going to be the whole time through. But I'm going to mention it all the times. I'm sorry. I really liked the storm thing. I liked that we got to see some of the girls' personalities, the differences in the girls. It was quite entertaining, definitely. Please never again this baby picture shit. We got it once. We
Wow.
will never have to do it again, please. Mnet. Next time you make games, please make better ones.
For
More
me, I was
interesting ones.
just play Moxie Power or something like that, and I'm fine. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Mm?
Just do something casual, or we already know, and don't try to come up with some weirdo ideas.
I mean, the thing is, I can't completely say it was terrible because I like that Mnet tried something new, and I want to let them continue to something new. But that, please never again. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, the song reveal overall pretty cool. I like most of the songs. There are basically only two where I'm like, but overall, I am really looking forward to the performances of the trainees. The only thing that is also something that is annoying me, and this is something I criticize Mnet once again. Why the fuck? Sorry for my English. Is it not possible to give us a freaking list of which group, with which cells are performing which song? Like which cells forming which group? There is no way to like really get an overview in this episode of who chose which song. I really tried, but there is no chance. This is such a clusterfuck. And at the end, it is so fast paced. I searched for her. Really, I searched Jongmin. I'm still not sure if I found her. Really.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it again to try to find her. But this is so unsatisfying that you don't. If you are a fan of someone who didn't get like the hardcore exposure, you simply have no chance of knowing what she is doing at the moment. At least as far as I'm concerned. I also checked out the profile pages of the girls. There I also didn't see it. So if you know a place where I can see it, then I'm going to take everything back and praise Mnet. But I don't think there is a way to see it. So shame on you, Mnet.
Yeah,
Shame
I
on you.
mean, one play I could get with my girl on the show is I knew in which cell she was. So she was with Fu Yanning. So I was just looking at her and I was already knowing, okay, she is in that. So
Yeah.
maybe that's a strat you can use, but I don't know.
Unfortunately not. No.
Okay.
The thing is, I have An Jong Min, Wang Ya Li, the one I also really liked, but she wasn't existent at all. She's one of them that got cut out from performance. And Fujimoto Ayaka, not quite sure what she did, honestly. But this is not exactly the most popular cell, definitely, which is making me even more anxious. But it is
Okay.
the way it is.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think she is in the Pretty U team, but I wanted mic drop. Wanted mic drop.
Make Doppel.
Mic drop. Yeah, but okay. That was it, guys. That was the second like official episode of our little special series of the AyoGG podcast for Girls Planet 999. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and please let us know if you enjoyed it. Let us know all your opinions either on YouTube in the video description, in the comments, of course, or if you're watching it, I have no clue where else this is getting released. I think on Spotify, that I know. If you're listening to it there, you can check out the description, and there is an email on which you can contact us also. So please let us know everything that you, all your feelings that you have about Girls Planet at the moment, so we can get in contact a bit more with you. And yeah, thank you for your attention, and we'll see you next Sunday for the next episode. Bye.
Bye.